forward, I would like to request all of you to put your mobiles on silent mode. We are streaming this press conference live on our PIB India national YouTube channel. So there are online viewers also. A warm welcome to today's press conference. Today we have 3 international films and their filmmakers with us. These films are selected for various international competitions in the 52nd International Film Festival of India. We are honored to have these noted filmmakers with us. So what we'll do is we'll first show the trailers of their film one by one, and then we'll talk to the directors about their films, and then there will be a question and answer session. So moving on, our first film is Ring Wandering from the Land of the Rising Sun, Japan. Before moving forward, we will like to see the trailer, please.
Dígame una cosa, usted que es un hombre educado, un hombre de plata, dígame, ¿qué peleamos?
Thank you for the trailer. This is a very interesting trailer. This film, Ring Wandering, it will compete for the Golden Peacock Award along with 14 other films at the 52nd IFFI. The film is also officially selected for the Warsaw International Film Festival in the year 2021. So the director of the film, Mr. Masakazu Kaneko, is with us. Welcome to you, sir. Also, the executive producer, Yutaka Nakayama, is also with us today. Mr. Kaneko, his first feature film, The Albino Trees, premiered at Beijing Film Festival. It screened in more than 20 international film festivals and won 20 awards worldwide. This is his second film. A little bit about the film. It is about a manga artist in Tokyo. One day he finds a burnt animal skull at a construction site where he works as a laborer. He returns later to look for more bones, but instead meets a mysterious woman. He gradually discovers memories of the past war buried underground in Tokyo. So I'd like to request the director of the film to tell us a few words on his film and what is the theme of the movie.
Thank you. テーマ、すいません。Sorry, I can speak English a little, so we need a translator. 私のこの映画、リングアンダリングのテーマは、今、私たちが生きている現代の社会の中で、見えなくなってしまったもの、失ってしまったものというものをテーマにしています。そういった失ってしまった、目には見えないけれども、実は存在しているんじゃないか、そういったものの価値を描いている映画です。
So the movie theme is about see, in our everyday life there are things which we can see, and there are some things which we have forgotten we never see by our eyes. So this is about this movie's theme is about something which we have forgotten and we don't see. So it's about it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll explain more in detail. So because I've been discussing with Mother more detail. yesterday and today also. See, this during the World War II, there was a bomb drop in Tokyo in March around March 10th, 1945. So in one bomb drop by the American bomb drop, around more than 100,000 people, more than 1 lakh people died. 1 lakh. So it is believed that not all of these people were found, and in India we do funerals for people. Right? Funerals, proper funerals were not done for these people, and they are not being identified even. Many were burned, and Masakazu-san believes that the soul of these people are still there, and they protect the Tokyo city. Now when you see there, you just see the skyscrapers and the bullet train and just advanced technology and all the modern life, but you don't see what happened and what worries underneath Tokyo. So that is what he's trying to express through this movie, and where some of you might have watched this movie. Where this manga artist he works in a construction company. While he was digging the site, he's a day worker there, labor worker. So while he's digging there, he found out the skull of an animal. He thinks it is a Japanese bull's skull. Then he tries to do more research on it, and he was not able to confirm whether it is a wolf or a dog's skull. Then he tries to do more research on it, and night time once he goes there, that time he meets one girl who comes in search of a dog. And then he gets transformed around 70 years back, like you can see that, like a ghost of the person, the owner of the dog, and that's how he experiences that, and then he gets an answer to how to proceed his manga story. It's about
もう一個で、まあ、今僕らが東京で生きていて、まあ、非常に多分インドの皆さんもそうでしょうけども、非常に忙しく生きている中で、まあ、忘れてしまったもの、本来はここにあったけれども忘れてしまった大切なものっていうものを描いています。でそれは日本の東京の人間だけではなくて世界中のいろんな人たちの心の中にもあるものではないかと思ってます。
So in our everyday life, we have forgotten many things, and that is what I'm trying to bring in through this movie. So that not only people in Japan, I want others who visit Japan, people around the world to know about this story, and about the souls who are protecting Tokyo. So that is what he's trying to say in this movie. Okay.
Thank you, sir. The floor is open for questions for this film. Sir, I would like to ask you a question. What was your inspiration behind making this movie?
まあ、さっき最初に話していただいた通りなんですけど、まあ、その自分が東京という町で生まれ育って今も生活しているんですけれども、ふとまあこの普段自分がこう歩いている踏みしめている地面の下に過去にあった戦争で死んだ人の死体というか亡骸、骨、そういったものが埋まっている。でそれはまあそういった物質的なものではなくて、彼らの魂であったり生きてきた記憶っていうものが自分たちの足の下に埋まっているんじゃないかってふと思って、でそういったものを大切にしたいなと思って、そこから発想しました。
So my hometown is Tokyo. I was born in Tokyo and raised in Tokyo. So when I or anyone walks in Tokyo, go around and see the city, but below the ground there is still the remains of the people who passed away during the war, which is still their remains like bones, all this are still there, and so we just don't care of it about it in our everyday life. Just we walk around and do our everyday. I want it to be. I want people to stop, think about this. To my, that's the reason I made it.
The other side of Tokyo, we have perceived in a different way.
It has been very well depicted, the other side of Tokyo, very well depicted. Congratulations to you. And how did it fare in Japan, the screening of the film? What was the reaction from the local audience?
なるほど。今の反応そうですね。この映画まだ日本での劇場公開がしていなくて、先月、10月オクトーバーにポーランドのワルシャワ映画祭で上映されたのがワールドプレミアで、今回のでその前に東京で1回東京の国際映画祭で上映されて、で今回のインドが3回目の映画祭での上映です。でいわゆる一般的な公開は来年の2月になります。なのでまだいわゆる日本のオーディエンスの反応というのはそこまでは僕も聞いていなく、これから楽しみにしているところです。
So this movie has been world premiered in Poland. Then once it was screened in Tokyo, and now this is the third time it's been screened during the film festival. So it has not been released in Japan. The movie will be released in February next year, 2022. So still we have not yet got the feedback of audience.
ただやっぱり日本人の中でもその若い人たちはそういった過去にこういったことが戦争があって一般の人が死んだっていうことは知らない人の方がむしろ今は多くなっていて、そういう人たちはこの物語から何かを感じてくれて、まだ東京で本当にごく少数の人しか見てくれていないんですけれども、割とその若い人たちは心に響くものがあったように感じました。
Question: Is this movie speaks about the war and peace because the bombs were dropped on Japan during the Second World War? So, can you just say something about this?
完全にその戦争とピースというより、これで言った方がいいですかね。完全になんていうかテーマとしては戦争であったり平和っていうものは描いていますけれども、もっと大きな人間同士の愛情であったりとか、人間が他のもの、人間以外のものを大切に思ったりする心であったり、そういったものを描いている映画です。
This movie doesn't really focus on just the war. More than that, the movie focuses on human relationships and how humans should think about things beyond what we understand. Yeah, that is what I try to show in this movie. The war is just showed in a subtle way through some images. In the movie, for example, you can see a board showing that this tree survived a bomb drop. That is those are the only few places where you can see about the war. Apart from that, regarding the war is not.
で非常にそのテーマとしてはシリアスなものを扱っていますけど、やっぱりそのシリアスなことだからこそ若いオーディエンス、あんまりそういうシリアスなことに興味がない若いオーディエンスにも見てもらいたいと思って作っているので、そういった点ではなるべく多くの人が楽しめるようにということを意識して物語を作ってます。
Yeah. So war is, it is a serious topic, but instead of making this movie into a serious topic, to make it more a fun movie for all kind of audience, I have made introduce some humorous part also in the movie. If you watch the movie, you can understand.
Yeah, the world has praised and really looked up to Japan for the resilience exhibited by the Japanese in rising from the ashes of the Second World War. So, can you say something about this and how this is showcased in the film?
それについてどう思う
それはこの映画で
オッケーオッケー。そうですね、東京って街は本当に多分80%ぐらい、80%ぐらい、街がなくなってしまうぐらいの、激しいエアレードがあったんですけれども、で、そこで、この映画においては、そういって一回すべてなくなってしまって、で、新しいビルディングがいっぱい建って、で、あたかも過去にあった、そのトラディショナルな伝統的なものであったり、歴史であったり、そこに生きてきた人たちの、記憶であったり、そういったものが、まるでなかったように、時代がどんどん進んでいくっていうことに対して、自分はちょっと違和感、それはちょっと違うんじゃないのかなっていう、その過去にあったものももう一回思い起こした方がいいんではないかという思いをこの映画では込めています。
So during the bomb drop, around 80% of the population was lost during the bomb drop. After that, again, from like what you said, from the ashes, Japan again built, especially the Tokyo city, which is shown in the movie. So now people almost think that they go ahead with their day-to-day life in a way that nothing is happening. So they forgot completely about it. And that is what he's trying to show. And if you go and see now, you don't see, except for some museums, you don't see not much remains of the Cold War or destruction, Cold War. So for example, if you go to Hiroshima, you can see that bomb over there. But in Tokyo, you don't see much. Yeah. So is your question answered, or you want to direct?
I was curious to know about the resilience exhibited by the Japanese. I think that part is not quite answered.
Yeah. So that is not really showcased in this movie directly. But so you want to ask the general question, not just movie related. How people in Japan.
He can, if you can say that about that also.
映画だけじゃなくて、普通にでこの戦争があって、その後はみんなまた頑張ろう日本とか言ってみんな頑張ってやってるんですけど、それについてどう考えますか？
なるほど。
はい、
はい。なんですかね、その戦争があって、この間もちょうどオリンピックは日本ではやってましたけど、そうやって、もちろん頑張って、戦争から復興する。で、実際にそれによって豊かになったっていうことはいいことだとは思いますけど、同時にだけど豊かになっていく中で、お金であったりとか物質であったりそういったものばかりを求めて精神的な心の中の大切なものを失っていってしまっている部分っていうのはあるんじゃないかなというふうに思ってます。
We we are happy that we really raised up from the destruction of the war, and now we are quite economically stable. Japan is quite economically stable and grown up in the world stage. At the same time, we want to still remember about the history, and we want to care for what happened in the past.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The second, okay, any more questions?
Manga in I'm so sorry. My name is Pritesh, and I need to ask, what is the emotional and cultural value of manga in Japanese films? Because any content which comes from Japan is never untouched from manga or anime series. So, what is the real importance rather than just an art form? How does it holds an emotional and cultural value in all of your personal lives as well as in your creative lives?
ああ、なるほどね。普通の生活か。うん、まあ、
映画とかどこ見ても漫画が出てて、この映画にも漫画があります。
なるほど。そうですね。まあやっぱり今日本の映画であったり、そのカルチャーとしてインターナショナルに非常にこう通用するというか、みんなが知っているものっていうのはやっぱり漫画とアニメというものが非常に強いので、やっぱり僕らがものを作る中でも、あと本当に僕らの日常生活の中で漫画とアニメっていうのがもう非常に一般的にあるものなので、日本人の特にこの東京の若い人を描くっていう中では漫画とアニメっていうものを描くっていうのはかなり自然なことだと思います。
What you said is true. Manga and anime is a very important part of Japanese culture, and it's a very natural thing among even the youngsters in Japan. And apart from what Masakazu-san said, there are even manga cafes in Tokyo where you can spend a whole day reading mangas, different kind of mangas, and it's like a library full of mangas with several floors, and you can have a coffee and relax, and again go and take any number of mangas and you can read. So that much important is manga in the Japanese culture.
Thank you, everyone. The second film of today's press conference is Night Forest from the Land of Poets and Thinkers, Germany. We'd like to watch the trailer of the film first.
Alle von uns sagen, der Ausüber, der größte unentdeckte wilde Deutschlands. Hier werden sie finden.
Jonas ist seit über einem Jahr verschwunden. Wir weiß, dass er nicht mehr lebt.
Na komm. Ich werde hier befinden. Dann müssen ihm alle glauben.
Was du ihm weiter ist er auch? Was bist du denn hier?
Ich will eigentlich mal fragen, ob ich mitkommen kann.
Komm schon, ich will's doch nur.
Ich lass da mal gehen. Dein Herz wird ihn zur Quelle finden.
Die Sache ist eine verschlüsselte Wegbeschreibung.
Hä? Ich check's nicht.
Du kannst dir nicht einfach was ausdenken, das wird dann wahr. Das kann man auch erreichen. Das hat er immer gesagt.
Glaubst du eigentlich, ich bin verrückt?
Klar, aber mach dir keinen Kopf, Crazy Kid. Es gibt doch eh viel zu viel Normales. Hey, sag mal,
Without you, it's just another. Aus dem Leben so viel träumen, wie man nur kann. Without you, it's just another.
der beste Mann meines Lebens.
Thank you. The trailer looks so beautiful. Night Forest is competing for ICFT UNESCO Gandhi Medal, and it is the Asia premiere of the film at the 52nd IFFI. The directors of the film are Katrin Milhahn and Andre Horman. We have Katrin Milhahn with us. She is a noted writer and has written for many films and TV series, including We Were Just Playing and Little Miss Doolittle, among others. A little bit about the film. It goes like Paul and Max are two best friends. On the very first day of summer vacation, they go away from home and look for a legendary cave high up in the mountain forest. Alone in the wilderness, the two experience freedom and face great dangers and obstacles. A great summer adventure begins. So this is the plot of the film. I'd like to request the director of the film to tell us a few words on her film. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi. So, as you maybe could already tell, this is a children's film. So we've been very honored to be invited to this festival, and I'm very happy that it seems to relate to adults also. We basically wanted to create this realistic adventure. It is about a son who has lost his father and is trying to make peace with that. It's also about friendship and loyalty, and about believing in your dreams and not being defined by others or by society, but just believe in yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. Were there any challenges while making this film that you faced, or any interesting anecdote that you want to share with us?
There were so many challenges that I don't know where to start. I mean, we shot in the middle of the Corona summer, so it was really hard for us to cast the actors. Then we had very strict restrictions. There's already like a very strict law about child actors. You can only work with them for 4 hours. They're only allowed to be on set for 4 hours. So we were really lucky to find the two boys who've done an amazing job, and with them we were able to shoot the film in the small amount of time that we had. So yeah.
Also like to ask about the music and background score of the movie. It is very pleasant and very nice. So tell me something about the music of the movie.
So we have like very there's the part with the film music, which was originally composed, and at the beginning we didn't want to have any music, but then we decided that we need to have it. And then as you've heard, there's 2 original songs, actually by the husband of a friend of mine, and I'm still waiting for him to be discovered as a new talent, because I think he has a wonderful voice. So we've been lucky that we could include his songs in the film also. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Any more questions from our audience?
You said it's a children's movie, but it has also been, selected for ICFT UNESCO Gandhi Award, which is one of the prestigious award in India. So what are your feelings after this film was nominated for this prestigious award?
Amazing. We were really, really honored. Also a little bit astonished, but very happy and very proud to be here. It has already been a wonderful experience.
Any other questions? Okay, so we'll take if there are more questions. Moving on to the third film of the category. Sorry, not the category, of the press conference. The third film of the competition is The Wealth of the World from the beautiful land of Chile. And this film will compete for the best debut feature film of a director competition along with 8 other films at the 52nd International Film Festival of India. The film had its world premiere at the 52nd IFFI. So we'll watch the trailer of the film, The Wealth of the World.
Dígame una cosa, usted que es un hombre educado, dígame, ¿qué peleamos?
Señor, de lo que se puede, yo creo que va a ser. Debe de mi ayuda. Señor, tranquilo que ver si.
Viajo por un mundo oscuro peleando con una sombra.
Yo necesito llegar a Kaneko, caballero. No tengo tierras. Tengo casa. Grande. Y todo más dinero.
Thank you. Beautiful trailer. We have the director of the movie, Simon Farriol Gonzalez, with us today. We also have the producer of the film, Ivo Malinarich Torrico. Director Simon Farriol has a degree in visual arts. In 2014, he premiered his short film, A Man in God's Land, at the Short Film Corner at Cannes. This is his debut film. So about the film, during the Independence War, a militia peasant wakes up deaf among the dead. As he wanders, he rescues a young hussar who has lost his sight in recent combat. Abandoned, they decide to return to their homeland, avoiding irrational events that the war has left in its wake. However, as they move away from the battlefield, their injuries and nature silently threaten to break their will to survive. So this is the story of the movie. And moving forward, I'd like to request the director of the movie to tell us a few words on his film.
Hello. A few words. The movie, like you say, it's about the deaf and the blind trying to go back home, and in a big picture, the journey is a metaphor about the fight against all odds. It's a bellic context, and the journey tried to express the horror of the war. The story starts with the wonders of both of them. So during the journey, they find a lot of other consequence, other people that was ill, injuries of war. It's a metaphor of the cost of the war itself.
Thank you, sir. Now I'd ask the producer, Ivo, what made you back up this film? What made you decide to back up this film as a producer?
Thank you. Well, I really like this film because it's very brave to make it. Well, we went to shooting like 3 weeks in the middle of the forest with a very cold season. Then we shoot again in the next year another scene. So we try to represent some Goya's paintings, and then we shoot again like 3 months later in another season with 3 different cameras. I tell us because I tell you this because the courage to finish a movie, to have the decision and the bravery to end these movies was so touching. That is why we decide, like a house producer, to finish this film, and because it's very important to watch, like from Chile, to watch our story. There are very few films about that period or history, independence history, independence from Spain in the 18th century. There are so few representation, not only in cinema but also in paintings and poetry. There's almost nothing. So it was very important. What Simon was doing is give us a new representation of this scene. So that in order to recreate this our story like a Chilean people, it's very important to us to do that and see that. So that's why.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to ask the same question to you as well. The music of the film, about the music of the film, it was very interesting. So, can you tell a little bit about?
Yeah, sure. First of all, the story is about the forgottens of the history itself. We use the trovador,
Troubadour, I think.
The country music to tell that forgotten story, and that's the way to put something that was a part of the history. The history is written by a few people, the winner ones, but what was about the people that live in that period, that in his present, they don't want part of the history. The history is something that you wrote after all. And in that history, the books forgot the farmer, the slave that was to fall in the battlefield itself. We think that was necessary to tell it about from the oral expression of the music itself. In Chile, there are so many traditions about the music with the guitar. The music that in the movie are a traditional way to express. There are around of guitarists that play during the nights, improvising, continue, and telling story about people, about God, about the elements that the context create of day, and that's the reason because we try to use that resort. I don't know.
Yeah, and also that kind of music is called like songs to the land and the Lord. For it's not the good the exactly name, but just to do it now is so
song to the divine, song to the
humanity and divine.
Yeah,
something like that.
Songs of the humanity and songs of the divine.
Yeah, and it's played with a very big guitar with like 17, I think, or 32 strings. This man had played that instrument. Is called guitarrón. It's like a guitar but more bigger. Play first to the God, Christian God, and then to the humanity, that what we suffer in sins, right? So it was important we choose that kind of music because it was a traditional music that tells the story, because they are oral transfer, the story of these forgotten ones. It's because in that time nobody write. These analphabetic people at that time that they fought that kind of battle. But we found in some songs that traditional music, a lot of myth, a lot of history about the people who fought in that war. So that's why we use also that music, because it's so representative to the farmer people in Chile.
Thank you. Thank you. I have another question. It is the world premiere of the movie at
Yeah.
the IFFI. So it is not released yet at your country.
No.
So what do you expect the audience will take from your movie? What will be the takeaway of the audience?
Well, I expect that the people saw it, but really I don't got no idea. In Chile, there is so difficult show a national movie in the context of the theater itself. So first of all, will be so hard to the people go to see Chilean movie. But I think I got the hope that the people will feel some identity between these elements that all of the Chilean got like a folk context, the music one, the story, that story that everybody in Chile knows, but no one can tell about it. That's one of the reasons why we talk about the forgotten ones. The people of Chile are present forgotten ones of the history that are made. So I got the hope that will be some familiar elements that will identify the audience. But like I say, I don't know. Maybe nobody gonna see it.
I'm sure it will be great. Another question from the.
Hi, Simone.
Hi.
This is your debut film. So,
Yeah.
how thrilled and how important it is to premiere in the IFFI? What are your feelings on your participation in the International Film Festival of India?
Well, it's a very special feeling because there are too many new experience in a same moment. I never been in India before, and I never imagined I'd be in India before. Also, I never imagined show it in a festival. It's an ideal, but when it happens, it was a big surprise to us. We take 3 days to come here, and this travel is an experience too. So I don't know. It's a. I feel. ¿Cómo se dice agradecido?
Gratitude.
I feel a lot of gratitude to show it, to show the movie, and the movie take life to be in a place, to be in a theater. That I miss a lot the theater too. So I'm so happy to share that story, that way of think about the horror itself. This is. Mhm.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions to our filmmakers?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pratish, and the way we saw in the trailer, I think there was a great effort input in the production design and the costumes. So can you tell us more about how you conceived the costume design and the entire production design, because it looks very interesting and it created a world of its own.
Okay. Well, to understand a couple of elements of the costume, that movie is to create it. It was a truly hard job. It's a truly independent job to make it. and in these poor resources to create, I create the investigation about the clothes, and I create the clothes itself. I was the part of the art direction, and I was very meticulous to create not only the representation of this period, but also the a creation of the dark, the void that we got of this period. That period, like Ivo say, it's a period that there are represented in pictures and in the winner itself, but the life of the common people it's not represent. There are so many void of this representation. So in this place, I take some license to create something, taking another elements, the Spanish context, the actual context of Chile, and put it in this universe. It's a universe of it's so metaphoric, the story. So I take the license to create a metaphoric context of that.
Just to take note is the costume was made for Simon himself. He made it, that with spent like 3 months doing the costumes, and also Simon made the costume, the camera, the cinematographic, and so on, and producer also.
Yeah, it's part of the it's the
Yes.
poor part of the creation, but it's done.
It's independent way.
Yeah, it's a truly independent way, but well, it's take 6 years to exist the movie. I started writing it in the 2014, and was a process in a constant dialogue between the writer and the possibility to make it. Yeah. I don't know. It's part of this kind of license that once that I can take to create a so intimate work. Intimate? Yeah, that's a word. Yeah.
Thank you. I would like to ask one quick question to Katrin. Ma'am, so you were a writer first. So what made you transition from writing to filmmaking? So I wanted to know that.
Frustration? No, I mean, because normally as a screenwriter, you excluded of the rest of the process. Like, I can only talk about Germany. So you're not invited to come to set. You're not invited to watch dailies and all that. So at one point I decided that I have to try it myself, and then we'll see. And it was a lot of fun, so I might try again. Yeah.
I have one more question for Katrin.
Yeah,
You mean to say the writers doesn't get the due recognition in your country? You mean to say that? That's why you
Yes.
ventured into films?
It's not only about recognition, I think it's also about being part of the process. So there's always, I mean, I can only talk about myself. There's always the point where you send your script in, and then you're gonna see the film at the premiere. And there were many times that I felt, why has this changed so much from the things that I imagined? And I totally get it, because it's a complicated process, and also a director has to bring his vision. But I just had to do it by myself, just for once. And then also, it is a problem in my country, and writers are actually fighting it. They came up with a thing which is called Contract 18, where they're asking for more rights and all that. So it's a process, and I guess the great success of TV series is helping the writers a lot, because then they can be creators and all that. So there is change.
Thank you, ma'am. I want to ask executive producer Yutaka Nakayama one question. Why did you decide to finance the movie Ring Wandering?
.この映画にリングワンダリングに、出資した理由なんですけれども、もう単純に監督のファンでして彼を応援したいっていう気持ちや、また彼の新しい映画が見たいっていう長編の映画が見たいっていうそういう気持ちで単純にそれだけの気持ちで出資いたしました。
Yeah, so I'm a fan of Masakazu's movies, so I wanted to support Masakazu's unique movies which are nature and human relationship based, and that was the only reason why I invested for the movies, and I'm adding a little more because I've been interacting with Nakayama-san. So he is invested for this movie because he has watched the 2016 feature film of Masakazu-san, The Albino's Trees, and after watching the movie, he was really impressed by the unique way where it was taken and how it showed nature and human relationships. And so it was a completely non-commercial movie, not on romance or action, and not a commercial movie. So he wanted more and more people to watch Masakazu-san's unique creations. So that's the reason he invested for this movie, not expecting any commercial returns. He's a very simple and nice person, and even in India, in most of the Indian people would know about this watch called HMT watch. So before coming to India, he bought an HMT watch and he wore it, and he showed me the HMT watch making. Yeah, likes India too.
Thank you, everyone. I think there are no more questions. So we are at the end of our press conference for today. I thank you all for joining today here. I thank our noted filmmakers for joining us today, and congratulations to all of you and all the best for your films. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Just one thing about that. I'm a guest lecturer of Japanese in Goa University.
Okay.
So my name is
Welcome to
Torrico.
you.
So,
Hello, sir.
Yeah, someone is interested to learn Japanese and understand more Japanese movies. Please learn Japanese through the courses offered in Goa.
It was nice to have you with us today. Thank you.